Hi everyone, Craig at Amalgamingle here, once again talking about KOTOR. More specifically, we're talking about Aspyr Media once again. Back in February, I did a video on the KOTOR remake and what the hell was going on based on what has been made public by various gaming news outlets in regard to the gaming studio. I'll try not to rehash anything I did in that video, and if you're curious about the situation regarding the KOTOR remake, then check out that video, link in the description. But today we're talking about KOTOR 2 and basically how Aspyr has dropped the ball massively in regards to their business practices and their overall competency in the eyes of not only the Star Wars community, but the gaming community in general. So what have they done, you might ask? Well, to be honest, it's more of a case of what they haven't done that's the issue. A little background first. Aspyr have a history of porting many different types of games to many different platforms, and in the last few years they've been the guys who have ported KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2 to various platforms, such as the Xbox One, mobile, and even the Nintendo Switch. And it's in regards to the Switch port where the problem lies. On the 27th of May last year, the trailer for KOTOR 2 dropped on the Nintendo of America YouTube channel, and at the very end of the trailer, it literally says, "Coming soon, restored content DLC." This was a huge deal. KOTOR 2 is notorious for being unfinished and missing huge chunks of storylines, dialogue and choice options, and even an entire missing planet. Despite all these problems, I still adore this game, and I put this and KOTOR 1 in my top 10 games of all time. They are both great in different ways. KOTOR 1 is a love letter to the franchise, and KOTOR 2 is a deconstruction of the franchise. The DLC in question was made by dedicated fans of the game and Star Wars for the PC version of the game, and it was an epic undertaking in trying to fix a lot of problems plagued with the game. Now, as I've said in previous videos, I'm a console peasant and never grew up playing PC games, but I did have a gaming PC a few years ago, and I did buy KOTOR 2, and I did download the restored content mod because I wanted to experience all that was missing from the original Xbox release. But for whatever reason, the mod would not run for me. Anyway, this restored content was coming to the Switch with a DLC coming in the future, with a projected Q3 2022 release date for the restored content. But here we are over a year later, and where's the restored content DLC? Sadly, this comes straight from the horse's mouth, and that is the DLC has been cancelled, and quite possibly cancelled indefinitely. And honestly, I find these kind of broken promises game companies make both annoying and disheartening. Aspyr are already not seen fondly in the eyes of many gamers given everything that's happened with the KOTOR remake. In my previous video, I was willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, but hearing about this has lowered the company in my eyes. To try and combat the blowback this caused in the community, Aspyr released this statement. I know there's a lot more to this, but I honestly find this pretty appalling. What they should have done is offer people either a refund or the option to purchase a new game. And sadly, like the KOTOR remake debacle that is continuing with multiple sources claiming different things, we'll likely never know the full reason for this cancellation. But based on everything I've read and looked up, I would guess that it's a case of the different studios not having a clear goal in mind, or once again having different approaches, or maybe even the legality of using fan-made work. But there's another reason this annoys me. KOTOR 2 had already been ported to the Switch, like many other platforms, so surely it could not have been that hard to just add the content. And even more than that is the fact that this is a Star Wars game, the most popular and lucrative IP in any form of media. The KOTOR fanbase is massive, and this entire fiasco sounds like a really bad joke. I'm starting to think that maybe Lucasfilm Games should relegate Aspyr to a different role and hire another studio, or maybe create an in-development team that work on this game from the ground up. But this video isn't about the KOTOR remake, this is about KOTOR 2. But I'm no longer excited about anything to do with these two games going forward. And that hurts to say out loud more than anything else I have just reported on. Sorry if I've sounded a bit down in this video, but this whole thing has kind of beaten me down. But what are your thoughts on all this? Do you think KOTOR 2 will ever get the restored content mod? Do you think we'll ever get the KOTOR remake? Let me know all that and anything else down below in the comments. Once again, I've been Craig, this has been Amalgamingle, and thanks for watching.
Woohoo!